Good morning, everyone. Oh! Hold on one second here. Like, that doesn't necessarily look correct. Hold on a second here. As you can tell, last night I had some issues with some videos. And when I had those issues with those videos, it resets all of my settings, which can be pretty frustrating, honestly. Let's get this fixed right now. Welcome, everyone, to the Level 1 Podcast. I'm DSP. Happy holidays, everyone, as we are heading further into the holiday season. Now, American Thanksgiving and Black Friday are done, and we are now heading into Christmas time. As you can see, things are in full swing around here with the decorations and the festivities. All right, I actually just finished cleaning up a pile of feline upchuck. How exciting. You can probably hear vacuuming going on downstairs. 'Tis life when you are a cat owner. So this morning, I wake up. Well, we wake up together. My whole family, we wake up together around the same time because I got to get up to get ready for streaming. And I noticed when I opened the door, all right, to go out and, use the restroom and get ready for breakfast, shower, as I did this morning and everything, that Jasper absolutely ran downstairs at like turbo speed. Keep in mind that Jasper sleeps with us in the bedroom at night. And I was like, I wonder why he ran downstairs so fast. I thought he had to use the bathroom. No, he was hungry. He was incredibly hungry. So he starts eating food. And I'm like, all right, that's fine. Except, I have breakfast, I shower, getting ready. I'm in here getting ready. And I just so happen to be, using the restroom right before I'm going to start today's stream. And I hear my wife saying, oh, no, Jasper, what are you doing? No, not there. I was like, what? So I run downstairs. He is barfing all over our carpet. I'm like, oh, my God. So you just got to get used to this when you have a cat. Cats will do things that they're not supposed to do, like eat things they're not supposed to eat too fast, get hairballs, and, yeah. It was one of those mornings. It was a humongous, disgusting mess. I took care of it. But, yeah, kind of throws me off to start my day. I'm like, oh, look at that. The camera's all screwed up and everything. Anyway, today is Saturday, the 25th of November, 2023. I'm DSP. Welcome to the Level 1 Podcast. And welcome to the show. I hope that you guys are having a good one. A good holiday weekend. Because, if you live in the United States, this very much is a holiday weekend. For a lot of people, it's a long weekend celebrating Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and these couple of days before people kind of get back to school or work on Monday. For me, it's just an exciting weekend of, festive fun. We had 2 straight days of holiday specials. First I had my Thanksgiving special where we talked about all kinds of stuff, what I was thankful for the year and stuff like that. And then we played some Modern Warfare 3. And then yesterday was the big marathon, the Adpocalypse 2.0 returning. A day where all day long I reacted to old school advertisements. It was really cool because not only was it a nostalgia trip, but it was a good opportunity for us to just kind of relax and talk and interact with each other and not do anything too super serious. Actually, there was more than that because there was some food, and there was actually, if you can believe it, more Modern Warfare 3. People are really enjoying watching me play that game recently, so they wanted some more of that at the end of the marathon, which was fine. So, a good variety of stuff. Now, before we head into what I'll be doing now for the rest of the week, I just want to let you know the status of everything, all those videos. So, first of all, everything from Thursday, Thanksgiving, including the special podcast and the gameplay, is live on this channel already. Yesterday was a weird day because I did so much. It was like content that would be all over the place. So, the podcast is live here. 2 hours of Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer is live here. And there was some pretty good progress there. Actually, I did some good daily objectives. Unlocked a lot more for the bullpup rifle. But then I ended up actually swapping to a SMG and doing that. But then I went on a tear with a knife. I was like really had some crazy kill streaks with the knife. So, check that out if you like that kind of gameplay. It was pretty funny. And, of course, the daily wrap, all live here on the channel. Now, as for the marathon portion of the stream, 3 hours of reacting to ads should be live, if not all 4 right now, over on my sister channel, DSP Reacts. You can find it at youtube.com/@DSP Reacts, okay? It's around 4 hours of reacting to advertisements. It's a good variety of stuff. Action figures and other toys from yesteryear. Happy Meals from like McDonald's and Burger King and Hardee's, and seeing what those kind of crossover things were with pop culture, because there was a ton of all these licensing deals and things that were done at that time. Video games, lots of video game ads this time around, which was really neat. In fact, including an ad for the game we're playing today, Super Mario RPG. Well, the original ad from the 1990s that ran on American television is in there. Some PSAs. One of them featuring Spider-Man that was really bizarre. Some quirky stuff. Some pretty good stuff in there. I had a good time watching this big variety of advertisements and things that were submitted. I want to say thank you to anyone who did submit. We had, in total, we had like 175. Yes, 175 submissions. I had to narrow that down to around 120 to 30 because a lot of them were either labeled as only for kids or only for adults. And that content on YouTube, sadly, not only can it not be monetized, frequently it ends up getting age restricted, in which case entire hour-long video would be like only people of a certain age can watch it, which is really stupid, so I couldn't watch those videos, okay? But even though, again, the same thing happened this year as happened last year, here I am going into it, I'm like, well, I certainly hope that this will be enough, right? I don't know, because a lot of these ads are 30 seconds long. You're like, well, if you do the math, even 100 of these ads, if they're 30 seconds long, that's what, a couple of hours? You're not going to have that much. No, we had more than enough. We didn't even get through all the member submissions, which is why I want to emphasize how important it is to be a member here on this channel. When you're a member, you get priority for all these special events. Members exclusively were the ads we watched for the Adpocalypse. You know, there was no time to actually get to the standard submissions because the members had already submitted like 115 or something like that. I think we got through about 100. So, I mean, there you have it. If you're a member of this channel, you get so many benefits, and this is one of them, to be able to be the people who will submit the content for these kind of marathons, by which, by the way, there's another one coming up, and we'll talk about that in a moment, because, yeah, now is the best time of year to be a member to take advantage of that, okay? So, it was a great event. I had a ton of fun. I hope that you guys did too. Excuse me. Yes, if you can believe it. We are a full month after me having this cold, and I'm still having lingering symptoms. You can hear it. I got a tickle in my throat right now. I mean, the good news is it's nowhere near as bad as it was, but it's still annoying, you know? What can you do? You know, I just got to get over it, and I apologize. You'll hear me coughing and still having to blow my nose every once in a while. It's just, it lingers. I'm sure it's going to go away. Like, what can you do, right? Anyway, all in all, it was a great event, but there was one problem. Yesterday, I did a Feasting with Phil episode. First one I'd done in many, many months, and it was for something that I'd never tried before, Firehouse subs. You guys, over the years, have always suggested that I try Firehouse subs. You said, man, it's a really good place, great quality food, you're really going to enjoy it, and you should try it. And I always told you guys there's none here available anywhere near me. So come to find out, I don't know if one opened or if the delivery window used to be as, how can I say, narrow as it used to be for delivery of foods. I don't know. But they popped up on my delivery app, and I was like, oh, I guess we'll try it out. The bummer is it took them 45 minutes to deliver, which is not surprising. They're far away. So the food was great, but it was also soggy. And that's not their fault. Like, I can't blame the restaurant for the sandwich being soggy when it sat in a car for 45 minutes to be delivered. So I did this food review. It was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. And guess what? It corrupted. The damn thing corrupted on me. And I'm like, well, that sucks, because everything else during the marathon recorded fine. Every piece of the reacting, the gameplay, everything was fine. Just the food review corrupted. So it just shows how random it can be when this happens, right? And so I'm frustrated because I wanted to upload it last night and I couldn't. And then I say, okay, so what I'll do is I'll wait for the stream to become an on-demand video on my channel, and I'll edit out that portion. It's like half an hour or whatever. I'll edit it out. I go to do it, and YouTube says, oh, your stream was too long. YouTube editor doesn't work on it. Yeah, because this is how bad YouTube is. A lot of people think, oh, you could always easily just edit your content on YouTube. No problem. You don't even need a video editor. It's complete nonsense. The YouTube editor is atrociously bad. And in this case, they're like, oh, guess what? It doesn't work because your video was too long. You streamed from like 10:45 a.m. all the way till 8 p.m. And that's way too long. It's like 10 hours. And that's too long to edit. So I couldn't even do that. I'm like, so what the hell? Good news is, I pulled out some Hail Marys, some favors. I have it now. It took overnight. Someone actually worked on it for me. And thank you to that person who did. And I got it. I have the food review now. So now I'm going to upload it. But now it's like, well, I already got all 4 parts of the Adpocalypse live on DSP Reacts. I don't want to put another video. And then tomorrow we start with the regular React content. We'll figure it out at some point during this week. I will upload the Firehouse Subs Feasting with Phil episode to DSP Reacts for those who are interested in watching it, okay? Sucked that it took overnight to get it, but I have it now, and I can get it up there for when we're ready, okay? Okay. Anyway, so it was a great event overall, and the really cool thing about it was everyone had a good time. Everyone who was there relaxed and chilled, and it was a good day with no pressure. Didn't have to do a certain amount of gameplay or do any progress in anything that I was doing. We weren't adhering to any strict schedule. And I will say thank you to anyone who supported the stream. As you can see, we got a boost in members. We were down to 460 members, and we got back up to over 500. Now, overnight, a few of those expired, so now we're back just below 500 again. But listen, thank you for that. It's been tough. This holiday season, or I should say this busy fall gaming season has been a tough one. And there's a couple reasons. I think, number one, the variety of games that have come out, right? It almost seems like most of the better ones came out early. And what I mean by that is, like, if you look at, like, September with Lies of P and stuff like that, that was the strong part of the season. These last couple of months, yes, there's been a few good ones. For example, Alan Wake 2. Really, really good. Absolutely loved it, right? Spider-Man 2. Really good. But for every one of those, there's games that sadly just don't catch on with my audience. For example, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I loved. But it didn't resonate with the audience for whatever reason. And there's been a few games that just haven't been as good, right? In addition, yeah, missing almost a week of work. My illness set us back. Not only were we behind on the games that I was playing, I missed out on a giant marathon that people look forward to every year, the Halloween event. No horror finale, no dressing up in costume, none of the festive fun. It sucked. It really set me back. And I know I keep saying this, but it really has set me back further than you guys could know. The fact that I'm able to maintain this business because I work 6 days a week full time is exactly that. If I didn't work as much as I did, I wouldn't be able to do this. And losing all those days, I haven't recovered from it. I just haven't, So we've been behind the 8 ball the entire month of November. It's like, dude, how are you so down on members? Because traditionally, during one of these marathon events, we get a big rallying. Look at yesterday. Yesterday, I did a marathon, and we went from 460 to over 500 members. Do you see the point I'm making? So, yeah, it sucks. This whole last month or more, I've been trying to adjust and catch up, and it's hard. It's very hard, But I'm doing as best I can. You guys are telling me you're enjoying all this stuff. I appreciate everyone who is supporting in any way. Overall, yesterday went really well. Very pleased with how the marathon went. And, I certainly hope that if you didn't see it, you'll check it out on demand. The ads being over on DSP Reacts, the gameplay and the vlogging stuff here, and that food video will come up later sometime this week, also on the Reacts channel. Okay? All right. So, I have 2 announcements to make this morning. 2 very important announcements. Okay? I hope you guys are ready. You listening? Is everyone listening? Are you listening? Can you stop talking about DSP-themed food products and nonsense? It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Thanks. Okay, we have 2 important announcements this morning for everyone. All right? Important announcement number 1. Over the course of December, I would like to do very similarly to what I did in October. And what I mean by that is in October, every month. Hold on a second here. Excuse me. In October, every week, I reviewed a horror movie, including 2 of the most recent Scream movies, 3 Halloween movies, and Dr. Sleep. And that was fun. Oh, I also reviewed another one, too. What was it called? I can't remember what it was called. Barbarian? Barbarian. So I reviewed, like, a ton of movies over October. And I had a lot of fun doing that. I want to do a similar thing this month coming up, but I want it to be Christmas themed, all right? Now, the Christmas holiday season is absolutely full of traditions, right? Every year, I'm sure many of you out there who watch my stuff, sit down with your families and friends, or maybe just yourself, and you'll watch your favorite Christmas specials, movies, and or traditional pop culture style stuff, right? Just me alone, I can tell you, every year, I used to watch A Christmas Story, Scrooged, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, among many other Christmas specials and movies and things like that. It's very fun to have those traditions and to sit down and enjoy them every year, right? It's like a staple thing, a way to relax, right? Well, this year, I would like to review some of that stuff for all of you. So what I'd like you to do, if you are someone over on DSP Reacts who is a member, right now on that channel we have about 90 or so members. I think we hit 100, but we might have lost a couple during the last week, so we're around 100 members. All right, if you're a member on DSP Reacts, I need your input. I need to know what Christmas specials are your favorites and what would you like to possibly see me review in the month of December. So we have about a week until December starts, just under, right? The earlier I get suggestions, the better. I made a members-only thread over on that channel. So if you're a member over there, head over there today and please post up in that thread and let me know what Christmas stuff do you love the most that you want to see me review this month. And maybe it'll be like some stuff I never heard of. There's tons of Christmas movies and things I've never seen, right? So let me know. Nominate in that thread, and the more nominations, the better. I absolutely would love to get your feedback because I would like to start reviewing stuff right away, like right that first week of December. I'd like to put out a review or 2. So please let me know. And so, as long as I should say this, here we go again. Excuse me. As long as everything goes according to plan, as long as I don't get sick, as long as my equipment works, as long as nothing happens to hinder my ability to make content for you, I am planning to put out at least 1 review a week, if not 2, on DSP React. Okay? That's my commitment to you. I hope it works out. If it doesn't work out, there's not much I can do, but I'm doing my best here with what I got and the fact that I have to adjust on the fly with all this nonsense going on. I mean, you know, it is what it is. Okay? So, but that's my plan. So, please nominate. The more nominations I get, the better. I want to know what your favorite stuff is so I have a body of stuff to draw upon over the course of the month. So that's number 1, okay? Number 2, we have something else going on that's brand new. First time ever I'm going to do this special thing. So every year, usually it's traditionally the first week of January, although sometimes it ends up being later or earlier. It all depends on scheduling and you know, personal stuff going on. But every year, I do what I call my year-end series. And my year-end series includes 2 different things. The most disappointing games of the year, my personal picks, and the difference between worst games of the year and most disappointing is that when I make a countdown of the most disappointing games, they don't necessarily have to be overall bad games. It could just be games that we thought were going to be better or were going to be something different, and because they didn't turn out as expected, now they're disappointed. They could still be good games, but games that just didn't live up to the hype, right? So that's the difference between that countdown or the worst games of the year countdown. In addition, I do a Game of the Year awards, where I count down my absolute favorite games of the year as well. Now, I used to do something many, many years ago. It was called the fan-voted funniest moments of the year. So how did that work? Well, many years ago, I had an active community of viewers who would go to my forums on my private website, and all year long, they would nominate games that I played and moments in those playthroughs, right? Like specific moments that they found were super funny. And this would happen all year long. We'd have a thread ongoing. We would get 200, 300 submissions, right? And what I would do is I would look for the most commonly submitted ones, and there'd actually be a vote-off where people would vote, what's the funniest stuff that happened all year? And at the end of the year, we do a countdown, funniest moments of the year. Now, over the years, that went by the wayside, all right? Why? Well, number one, because my forums kind of fell into disrepair. No one really cared about them anymore, including me. Like, I just stopped using them as I became more focused on live streaming and things like that. I really didn't use forums and stuff like that anymore. And in addition, over the years, you know, I fell out of popularity. So you didn't have as many active people looking to contribute and or be a part of an event like that. So it ended up just, we're phased out that part, and it ended up just being my personal countdowns at the end of the year. All right? But what I've noticed is over the last several years, the interactivity has ramped up again, right? Frequently, I'm getting your opinions, your feedback, your contributions and constructive criticism for my content and events and things like this. I would say this year in a big way, you guys contributed hugely with all of your suggestions and things, both live on stream and in like community threads and things like that, right? Members in particular had priority a lot this year to give feedback and stuff like that. So, I feel this is the year to bring back the interactive year-end series. Now, here's the thing. If this flops and it doesn't work, it's fine. We just don't do it again, all right? But it's just an idea of something different to do, as inspired by feedback that I received from you. I actually had someone who had suggested this very event and said, this year it seems like everyone's being more interactive with you again. Why don't you bring back an event like this, okay? So, how does it work? Ladies and gentlemen, this year we're doing the fan-voted, or I guess we could say viewer's choice, the viewer's choice best playthroughs of 2023. That's what we're going to call it. The viewer's choice best playthroughs of 2023. What is this event? What does it mean? Well, here's the thing. In a given year, I play a ridiculous amount of different games. I play RPGs, I play action games, I play fighting games, I play shooters, I play driving games, I play open world sandbox games, I play, I mean, hell, I could keep going, right? I mean, there's so many genres of games that I play in one year. Some of them are very narrative focused, and it's just getting through a story. Some of them are more survival oriented. Some of them are just endless multiplayer with no actual goal line, but instead just playing and getting better over time, correct? All of these are perfectly valid genres of games, right? But in some cases, you would never see some of these games nominated for like Game of the Year. You would never see some of these games getting into the most disappointing countdown. Why? Because they're not exactly that style of game. When you think about those games, you usually think about like it's a narrative-based game, has a story, has an end, you know, and if it lived up to expectations, it's best. If it ended up sucking, it's disappointing, and that's how you do it. But that doesn't equate to the best playthrough of the year. There very well could be games that I played this year that don't fit into either category that you guys loved watching me play, right? You know, I think of games, for example, that are chill playthroughs, late night chill streams, right? Or multiplayer games that, you know, who would have thought to nominate that for one or the other, but ends up being something you guys really enjoyed over time, right? Maybe there's a game that particularly I didn't like as much, but you really enjoyed watching me play it. Maybe it was my frustration with a game that allowed you to enjoy that playthrough more. I'll just toss some examples out here, all right? Personally, I thought that Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was a game that was overrated and wasn't as nearly as good as most people said. That doesn't mean it wasn't a good playthrough that you guys maybe really enjoy. There were very frustrating parts of that playthrough that maybe you guys really liked watching me play, right? That's a perfect example. You see? Or, what about a multiplayer-only game? What about the recent game, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3? Now, I'll be honest. I doubt it's going to be in either of my countdowns. But you guys seem to ask for it constantly. You want more of it. That must mean you like it. So is that one of your favorite playthroughs of the year? Do you see? This is my examples of how it could be different than what already is established in the other countdowns, right? And, oh, perfect. Yeah, Michael Caine said, what about Chrono Trigger? Exactly, right? Chrono Trigger is the throwback playthrough. That's never going to make it into my countdowns for best or most disappointing games. What about Oblivion, which I played for many, many months earlier this year, and you guys were campaigning for Oblivion and got it. Maybe that was one of your favorite playthroughs of the year, right? So this is what I mean. That's how this goes. Now, excuse me, because my nose is, I'm going to need to blow my nose in a second. It's bothering me. So how does this work? There is an open community post right now on this channel, on the main channel page, that you can post in. Everyone is eligible to do this. Or you could type !best of 2023 right now in chat to have the command come up. This is going to be a new command that's going to post up every 15 minutes in the chat during my streams this month. And you guys will be eligible to nominate all month long. All right? So please do. The more feedback that I get for this event, the better it's going to be. What I'm planning on doing is taking in all of your feedback and nominations and suggestions over the next several weeks, probably 3 to 4 weeks almost. And then, like right after Christmas ends, what I will do is look at those and take the most nominated playthroughs of the year, and you guys will vote in a poll, and that will determine the best playthroughs of 2023 as fan voted or viewer voted, viewer's choice, as they say. And that'll be a fun thing to go through. Because how much do you want to bet that will not agree with what I think at all, right? It probably won't. You're going to have games in there that aren't even in my countdown. And that's cool. And the cool thing about that is that gives us a better example of what I do as a content creator, as opposed to, oh, he just plays all the new games or whatever, right? So let's take a look. Let's see what you guys think, okay? I would love to have your feedback, and that's how this event's going to work. Now, like I said, if it doesn't work, if we don't get enough nominations or people just don't like it, then we don't have to do it again. But I just thought this is the perfect year to bring in something new and positive and fun during this holiday season to get you guys giving feedback and giving input into an interactive event like this. I think you guys would really enjoy it. So, by all means, please get going. The earlier the better, but hey, you don't have to post up right away. Hey, who knows? This month there's playthroughs coming out, right? Right now I'm doing Mario RPG, right? I'm doing Like a Dragon Gaiden. After that ends, or one of those ends, I'm doing RoboCop. We know that. We know the next game after that is Avatar, and there may be more games that I play before the end of the year. So there's still games even now in December that will be eligible for my year-end series, including this one right now, the best of 2023. Okay? So please nominate, and thank you for your feedback. Now I'm going to blow my nose and come back and talk a little bit more about the upcoming Christmas event, so give me a sec. Okay, I'm back. So, that's excellent. Now, of course, in addition to everything I just mentioned, the ongoing playthroughs, the special events coming up and all of that, we have a Christmas marathon coming up. This year, the Christmas Marathon will be held. Let me look at the calendar. Ready? Wow. I wasn't expecting that. Are you guys aware that Christmas is a Monday, Christmas Eve is a Sunday? So I guess here's my question to you, because we kind of have to figure this out, all right? I usually do my Christmas Marathon the weekend before Christmas, okay? However, should we do it on Christmas Eve? Right? Should we? Or should I do it that Saturday the 23rd? Because my concern is I want as many people to be able to attend the Christmas event as possible. Okay? And I'm nervous if I do it on Christmas Eve. A lot of people on Christmas Eve are busy doing family-related, fun, festive things, right? You know, when I was younger, before I was a YouTuber, I would do that every Christmas Eve. I would go around with my parents and doing a lot of different people, a lot of different things, right? Excuse me. And so, it does concern me that if I make my Christmas Marathon the 24th, there'll be less people who can actually attend. Now, likely what I would do is if we do it on the 23rd all day long would be my Christmas Marathon, and then maybe on the 24th, I would do a stream, but maybe I would do similar to what I just did on Thanksgiving, where I would just do one daytime stream, and then I would take the night off to be with my family, and then all day Christmas Day I'd be off. So that would actually give me a day and a half to be with my family and celebrate off stream, and then I would come back strong that Tuesday with more content for you guys, right? So what do you think? Here's what we'll do. We'll begin to talk about this very soon, because this is about a month away, okay? So we got a week or two to figure this out and start hyping it and getting excited for it, because I love the Christmas Marathon, all right? So what do we do during the Christmas Marathon? A few different things. First of all, I dress up in festive attire. I have several different Christmas-themed sweaters that I wear, plus a couple of Christmas-themed hats. In fact, I have them behind me, and these hats will likely be eligible this month if we hit a $100 tips goal to be worn during any given stream, plus a mix with the other hats that I have as well. So multiple hats available this month, okay? Pretty cool. But in addition to that, all right, I usually do a marathon that involves several different games. And sometimes people vote in games that are actually holiday themed, and sometimes they don't. This year particularly, I know there was a Grinch game that was released that's 100% Christmas themed. Maybe that would be a cool one to check out during the marathon. Maybe you guys want some multiplayer. I could see people who say, hey, play a little bit of Street Fighter 6, play a little bit of Modern Warfare 3, because we actually have 2 solid multiplayer games this year to play. I could see people saying, hey, start up a Bethesda playthrough. Now, the funny part about that is, we already did, if you remember last year, I did both Fallout 3 and Oblivion, and after doing the intros to both games, people voted for Oblivion, and I actually did a full playthrough of it last year, or this year, I should say. If people were to vote for Fallout 3 again, I don't know if doing the intro again would make sense. We just did it a year ago, right? So, I'm curious, you know, what people would want. But anyway, it could be that. It could be other stuff, too. So, here's the thing. I already have you guys nominating Christmas-themed content for me to review on DSP Reacts, and as of now, I just launched the Best of 2023 thread for you to nominate your favorite playthroughs of the year. I don't want to inundate you with a bunch of stuff right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait till next week, all right? So next week, when I begin with my content, so if you do the math, a week from today, well, it'll probably be like next Thursday, or next Friday when I come back from my day off next week, we will begin with the threads where you guys can nominate games that you want to see me play during the Christmas event. And yes, there's going to be a members thread, and there's going to be a standard open thread. And members are going to outright determine at least one or more games that I will play during the event. And then the standard viewers who are not members will also determine one or more games that will be played in the event. All right? So, that'll be fun. Now, in addition to that, I also usually have some kind of a taste test. Usually I order some food or something and we eat that together. So probably another holiday-themed feasting with Phil. But also, I usually would get something that's some kind of a Christmas-themed food item that I would get from a store nearby. It's called World Market, and they have things from all over the world. Over the years, I've had things like Christmas-themed cookies. I've had mincemeat pie. I've had I think it was called Stollen, which is like a stuffed loaf full of like cream and stuff like that. All these traditional Christmas themed treats. And every year I usually do one. Last year I had one and I didn't do it because we didn't get to it. Like, I don't remember what it was, but we were doing so much. We were doing so much stuff that we ended up like not getting around to it for whatever reason. So anyway, I would like to do that too. So and by the way, I usually drink during the Christmas event, and it's usually not limited to any kind of contributions or anything coming in. I usually just drink eggnog, you know, a mixed drink here or there. That's usually what I drink. Sometimes beer, but I actually cut down on the beer because the beer essentially makes me bloat and have to use the bathroom all day, and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to do that. So I think this year should be pretty good. Now, I'm excited for it. I know you guys are too. Christmas is the best time of year for me. This is literally my favorite time of the year. I love the weather. I love all the festive fun that we have on streams together. All the special. Just think about this. Holiday reviews every week, right? Christmas event coming up. All these awesome chill playthroughs coming up. Multiplayer, which is great that we have multiplayer in the mix again for the first time in ages. We have multiple multiplayer games in the mix, which is excellent. And working on the year-end series as well coming up. So really, really good time of year for me. I hope that you guys are going to be, you know, in that festive mood too. You know, I think a lot of people around this time of year, sadly, they find it as a way to kind of be upset or sad about how the year went. Or maybe you don't have a lot of friends and family that you celebrate with. And you know, that's fine. You know, I've been there too. I've been at times in my life where I kind of didn't have much going on. And I at least hope that over the course of the next month or month and a half, that what I do here on the internet will give you a smile on your face. It'll entertain you. It'll make you feel like you got a place you can come hang out and chill and you're welcome. Because you are. You know? That's the reason why I put out content. I don't put out content to make a paycheck. I don't put out content to become internet famous and popular. I put out content because I have passion for games. And I love interacting with my live audience. I love this time of year because it is the best time of year. The human spirit is so positive and having so much fun this time of year as opposed to other times of the year when we're all up in our own business and everything. This time of year is the time when we can actually like come together in a really positive way. And I always enjoy the streams this time of year because of that. Everyone's always usually in a better mood, and that's a good thing, right? And I hope that you understand that how much I love doing this for a job. This is my best job I've ever had in my life. And it's not just a job to me. Why do you think I put so much time and effort into it, right? That's why. So I want you to have a feeling of like you could come by and enjoy and have a good time with all of us, right? Thank you to everyone this year for an outstanding year. If you want to really know what I'm thankful for, watch my podcast from Thanksgiving Day a couple days ago because I went heavily into that discussion. Do you realize this is the 15th year? 15th year. I'm celebrating Christmas with all of you. That's amazing, man. Thanks to those who've been along for that long ride. Thanks to those who are newcomers or someone who jumped on in between. It's a great time. Again, I love the positivity we have here. And I hope that whether you're interested in the gameplay, you're interested in the chill podcast, you're interested in the late night chill streams or the action-packed multiplayer, you're here for the holiday fun, you're here for everything in between, I'm just happy to have you here. You know, I hope you understand how much it means to me that my audience cares and wants to be a part of that fun. You know what I mean? It's time. Like, I feel like today officially is the beginning of the holiday season. Like, yes, of course, I did the decorations yesterday and all of that. But today is like day one of the crazy month and a half of holiday fun. And I hope that you're all excited for it. Okay? All right. So that's the deal. So right now, nominate Christmas themed stuff you want to see me review on DSP React. And please start posting up your ideas for the best playthroughs of the year in the thread here on DSPGaming. Again, that's ! best of 2023 to have the command come up. I will have the Christmas stuff, nominations for games for Christmas, going live soon, but not yet. Let's give it about a week. That way you're not inundated with stuff. And then when the first couple of weeks of December, you'll be nominating games for the Christmas Marathon, which it looks like right now will probably be Saturday the 23rd. Okay? Cool. All right. Excuse me. Now, let's talk about the rest of the streaming week, because, ladies and gentlemen, even though I've been here, Even though I have been here for 2 days this week, I am still here for 5 more days this week. 5 more days. That is correct. So it's a long streaming week for me. Last week was a short week. This is a long week for me, okay? What are we doing for the next 5 days? Let's talk. Well, today, it's the continuation of Super Mario RPG Remake. Now, here's the thing. When I played this last Friday, it did incredibly well. People showed up, engaged, supported, and loved it. When I played it on Monday, it did very badly. Attendance went down, engagement was almost non-existent, and support was terrible. And it's like, it's the same game. It didn't change from Friday to Monday, so I don't know why people's attitudes seem to have changed, but they definitely did. Personally, this is one of my favorite RPGs of the 1990s. It's Square Enix, tied in with a Nintendo IP. It's got great gameplay elements. It's got great remixed music. The graphics are improved and better. Like, I have no complaints. I'm having an absolute great time with this, and I hope that you guys are too. I hope that maybe it was just a one-off, and maybe today we'll have at least a better audience. The thing is, as long as people are here and they're engaging and enjoying the playthrough, then it's all worth it. But if I'm playing the game and I feel like I'm playing it for myself, that's what disappoints me. I'm not here to play games for myself. I could easily do that off stream, right? So if this is a game that's not interesting anyone, that sucks. But it is what it is. I hope that many of you will stick around today, hang out with me, and enjoy the game. It is a very great game. It's a chill game. It's fun. There's some good elements coming up, actually. We just unlocked Princess Peach, who, I guess she's called Princess Toadstool in this one? Is she called Peach or Toadstool in this game? I actually don't even know. But we just got her as a party member. We haven't even used her yet. So we're going to see what abilities she has. I think we'll go with the Mario team today. So we'll go with Mario, Princess, and Bowser, and see how that team goes together with synergy and everything, and go from there. I think that'd be pretty cool. So this should be great, and I hope that you guys will stick around. Really, I hope you'll stick around for the stream. It'd be disappointing if this is only the 3rd stream of the game, and it's dead and no one cares about it. However, it is a shorter game. Unlike most RPGs of that era, what I mean is the early 90s, this one's only around 15 hours long, and after today we'll be 9 hours in, so another couple of streams we may actually finish the game. So let's see how it goes, but I hope it goes better. And the funny part is, when I was playing it last time, someone actually asked me during the stream, hey, so are you going to do the extra post-game content they added for the remake? And I'm like, number one, I didn't even know there was extra post-game content because I don't spoil myself on games, so I didn't even know they had added anything new. And number two, as you can see, the stream's dead. So if the stream is dead, why would I extend the playthrough, right? So I guess, again, how much I play the game and what I do in it directly depends on how many people show up and engage and support and enjoy the playthrough. So let's see what happens, okay? I hope it goes better today. Now, later tonight, it's Saturday Night Slam, which you say, well, what is that? Well, it's basically Friday Night Fights, which I would have done yesterday, except yesterday we had a special event, the Adpocalypse. So it's Friday Night Fights now on Saturday, calling it Saturday Night Slam Street Fighter 6. Yes, I'm continuing on with Dalsim, and I'm excited, and I love this character. Although he's not very good against many characters, it's very difficult to use him. I really like the character, and I'm enjoying using him, and I can't wait for more tonight. So, yes, more Dalsim multiplayer gameplay tonight. I hope that I will eventually, over these streams, get that muscle memory I need to learn what to do in each situation, and then eventually take him to ranked and see how I do in ranked matches. But right now, I'm just not ready. Like, first of all, in the 2 sessions that I've done of Dalsim in the last week, I haven't even seen the whole cast yet. When you think about it, you're like, well, wait a minute. How many DJs have I fought? Like, once? One? How many juries have I fought? Like, 1 or 2? I think 1 Chun-Li, 0 Akis, 0 Lilies, probably only 1 or 2, like, Zangiefs, right? If you think of the whole cast. Jamie, I think 1, right? So it's just like, I've barely fought half the cast of the game, so I really don't know what to do in those situations yet. I don't think I fought a single Blanca, right? No, that's right. I didn't fight a single Blanca yet with my Dalsim. So, because I haven't had that matchup experience yet, I'm not comfortable taking them to ranked. Why would you try to rank yourself when you haven't even fought matchups yet, right? And again, like I said, what I feel is to get to the point where you want to try to rank a character in a fighting game, you need to have that muscle memory where you know in each situation who you're facing and what you're doing. I know what to do. Like with Blanca, on fight, I know I could do a drive rush and this kick. I could do a drive rush and this move. I could hop back. I could do an anti-air if they jump at me. I could do this. I know what to do with Blanca when the match starts. I, right now, really don't know what to do with Dalsim. Maybe I throw out a medium punch. Maybe I backdash or I backwards teleport. But in each case, each fighter will be a little different. Some characters, you want to stay close enough to them so they can't get their game going. I think like JP, that'd be the case. You want to stay around mid-screen. So if he tries to get his game going to zone you, you can counter hit him. But again, I don't know till I play more. So that's what I got to focus on. Play more with this character, getting better with him. So I hope you'll join me tonight. Saturday Night Slam, Dalsim and Street Fighter 6, 6:45 p.m. Pacific Time. Tomorrow is React Day. So it's going to be DSP versus the Internet, our weekly React show over on DSP Reacts at 12:45 p.m. Pacific Time. It should be a good one. If you have not nominated the clips you want me to watch for tomorrow's show, please do so by the end of tonight's late night Street Fighter stream. If you do it too late, it's not going to make it on the show. All right? Always a good one. This week now, we'll probably have a lot of Christmas-themed stuff starting to come up in the suggestions since it is Christmas time now. So it'll be fun to see Christmas-themed stuff start to creep up on the show. It should be a good one. Tomorrow night, end game of Starfield. And I was actually talking to my wife about this, and she said, if you do well and the combat doesn't really hold you up too much, you may finish the game tomorrow night. Which would be great, to actually see the end of Starfield, because then I'd be able to properly talk about it in my year-end series this year. Which is really the entire reason why I'm still playing it and haven't dropped it. We're 42 hours in. I want to at least see how the main story ends, okay? By the way, I will say this. So, over the last week, my wife and I started watching someone else play Starfield. It's actually a playthrough we had been watching back in September, but we had gotten to a point where this person had played past where I was. I said, well, I'm not going to spoil, so we had completely suspended the playthrough. And we didn't watch it for a couple of months. So now, as you know, I got 40 hours in the Starfield, suspended it, came back to it, and now I'm trying to finish it. And I'm realizing I'm totally not going to be doing any more side content. I'm only doing the main story, finishing it, and I'm done with it, right? So now, my wife's like, so do you want to watch this guy do the other side content? And I'm like, yeah, let's check it out. So I started watching the Ryujin faction quest line. It's fucking terrible. It's really bad. It's like a bunch of very boring corporate people who you have to work with, and they each send you on these incredibly boring missions, like sneak around and grab a key off of someone without them knowing and use that to open another area and steal some intel about another company and bring it to me. And the funny part about it is, even though they push this as like the stealth quest line of the game, you literally never need to use stealth, because they all have things like speech challenges and shit, and you could just do that anyway. So if I had played it, it literally would have been, walk into a room, hey, I need that. Well, I'm not going to give it to you. Persuade, win the persuasion. Get the item, go give it in. Okay, what's the next one? Go to this area you're not supposed to be in. Oops, I'm getting caught. Speech check. Okay, now you can go in anyway. Go in, get what you need to do, leave, you're done. That's the whole faction. It's terrible. It's literally like the worst thing in the game. It's so boring. I would say Freestar Collective and Vanguard, much better than this Ryujin. I'm actually glad I didn't waste my time doing the Ryujin. I'm totally happy I didn't. Because if I had done this first and not done Vanguard or Freestar Collective, I probably would have hated the game even more. Like, I would have been like, wow, this game's even worse. Because this is a major faction as boring as dirt. So, anyway, yes, I'm going to try to finish the game. Maybe Sunday night, we'll see. Okay? Monday, Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer on the daytime stream. Like a Dragon Gaiden returns to the late night stream for a late night chill session of fun. Tuesday, we're basically doing a redo of today, where it's going to be more Super Mario RPG on the day stream and more Street Fighter 6 Dalsim on the late stream. And then Wednesday, a redo of Monday, where it'll be Modern Warfare 3 and Like a Dragon Gaiden, and that's the week. Now, once we get to the point where we're ready to finish up playthroughs, Starfield's done, we're probably nearing or finishing Super Mario RPG. The next playthrough I'm doing is going to be RoboCop. I already have the game ready to go on Xbox. It's already been donated by someone. So that's next. And in addition, after that, the first week of December, I want to say it's December 7th, is the release of Avatar. And that's the game from Ubisoft that plays like Far Cry. Yes, I'm playing that as well. So those will be the next 2 major playthroughs I'll be doing, and likely balancing that with ongoing multiplayer and other things. Okay, so that's the idea, so you guys know what's coming next. Okay? Cool. All right, so thank you all for listening. Thank you all for attending. I'm out of here. Goodbye. See you later. I'm just kidding. We have to finish the show. We can't just abandon ship like that. What are you doing? You can't do that. All right. So here's what we're doing. I would like to do some shout outs. By the way, no game news or anything today. I was looking into it. There's really nothing going on in the realm of game news right now. I'm sure there will be some soon. Remember, coming up, supposedly in early December is the announcement of GTA 6. I'm sure there's going to be a ton to talk about when that comes. For now, though, I predict that in the next few weeks, or the next week or two, it'll be kind of slow for game news, but then it'll pick up all of a sudden. That's what I think anyway. Okay, so what I'd like to do is I'd like to do a few shout outs here for contributions that have come in. We'll open it up to a little bit of Q&A, see what you guys would like to talk about. By the way, we still have tons of suggestion box stuff that we can eventually get to when we have a day with nothing to do. But today I had these special events and things to talk about. So maybe tomorrow we'll actually get to doing some more suggestion box stuff, okay? But in the meantime, let's talk about goals. Let's get to shout outs. And then let's get to Q&A with the viewers. Okay? So goals. Well, yesterday was a great day. People rallied, people supported, and as you can see, we got back to 500 members, and then we dipped one overnight, I think. I think we were like at 501, 502. And then we dipped down to like 499. So, the goal for today, well, I'm literally streaming, excuse me. I'm literally streaming all day today, all gameplay, right? So my goal by the end of today, hopefully, would be that I will hit 510 members. The goal is to try to get a little bit of growth every day that I'm doing full streaming like this, okay? So, if I can hit 510 by the end of today, that would be absolutely amazing. 'Tis the season. You might want to become a member yourself. You might want to give some memberships to the fellow viewers in the community. Right now, having that membership is going to benefit you a ton because, like I said, over December, you're going to be nominating games for the Christmas event. And so if you have a membership, you will have priority to get a game into that event. It behooves you, you see? So, oh, excuse me. Please consider it. Thank you very much to anyone who does become a member or get the membership to help out the community today. All right? The other goal for today is to hit the Tier 1 tips goal. Now, if we hit it every stream, that would be absolutely positively amazing. If we can hit that Tier 1 tips goal every stream, that would be great. Okay? Now, of course, there's rewards and there's further things above and beyond just the Tier 1. But if I just hit Tier 1 every stream, everything's good. All right? So that's my goal. If today I can hit the $50, I'd be very happy and grateful. And thank you to everyone who supports this stream in that way. Anything else is appreciated. Super chats, super stickers, stuff like that. If you're watching this on demand, a super thanks on the video. Remember, if you watch videos on demand, you can always tip by looking at the description of said video. There's a tips link that you can click on to tip, and that's appreciated as well. All right? So, to anyone who contributes in any way, thank you very much. But the goals for today, 510 members and trying to hit the Tier 1 tips goal. All right? So, let us now get to some quick shout outs, and then we will do some Q&A. We start off today with Hidden Knowledge, who became a member on the stream. So thank you very much, Hidden Knowledge, and that gets us back up to the 500. Thank you very... What the fuck? There we go. Thank you very much, Hidden Knowledge. I appreciate that very, very much. And thank you for getting the memberships started today. I received a $5 super chat. By the way, you're seeing some of the cool Christmas animations right now for super chats. So if you want to see some of these, please consider super chatting today. There you go. I received a $5. That's incredibly disturbing. Me as Ralphie, that's something else. Yikes. Okay, Mr. Game Master did a $5 super chat and says, "Sup DSP, I'm actually playing Far Cry 3. I've never played it. I heard it's the best one. You only played it once back in the day with the camera, maybe one day again." Yeah, I remember. I remember how good it was. What's funny about that is that over time, they basically remade Far Cry 3 like 4 more times, right? Like 4, 5, 6, and what was the other spin-off game? They're all Far Cry 3, just in a different setting, and a different plot, but they almost all play the same gameplay elements and things like that. The reason people like Far Cry 3 is because it added a bunch of gameplay improvements to an open world where you could really explore and do all this fun stuff at your own pace, but also the story. It was a creepy, interesting, kind of keep you at the edge of your seat style story, and you never really knew what was going on in it. There actually had a big twist ending, I remember, like a huge twist ending. Like, oh shit, really? So people loved that. And then ever since then, it almost feels like they've been trying to get back to that level and never really have. You know, they've tried and never really regained that level of greatness. So, anyway, thank you, Game Master. And then Battle Rose did a incredibly generous $50 super chat here on today's podcast. Thank you, Battle Rose, who says, "Have a chill stream, Phil. Happy holidays." Happy holidays to you, Battle Rose, and thank you so very much for the contribution. That will help a ton. So thank you, and happy holidays to you. All right. Our first tip of the day comes in from Dan the Man. Is a $5 tip, and he says, "Hey, Phil, what's going on, Dan? How are you today? Welcome to the stream and the podcast, and thank you very much for getting the tip stuff going today. Here is the brand new animation for 2023. If you guys recognize it, I'm sure many of you do, and some of you are like, what in the holy hell is this disturbing thing? Phil and this stuff is just incredibly bad. I agree, but that's what you guys wanted. You said more of Phil's face, please, so you can have it. There you go. Do you guys know what that's from? I didn't even know. It was actually my wife introduced me to this movie many years ago. I had never seen it before. I had known of it, but I had never seen it. And when we watched it together, I was like, I have no idea what in the holy hell we're watching. But it has become a tradition around here now that we watch that movie every single year. And actually, I found out, luckily, it is on one of our on-demand services, too. So we don't even have to use the DVD this year. Yes, it is the Polar Express, correct. I don't know where the hell they get these ideas from. I think Polar Express was originally a book. That is the weirdest fucking story ever. And it doesn't even make sense. At the end of it, you're like, what happened? Who were half those characters? I don't know. Why is Steven Tyler in the movie? I don't know. I don't know. There's no explanation for any of it. It's like, basically what the Polar Express, the equivalent is, if you were reading like a Christmas book, like a traditional Christmas story, and you drank so much hot chocolate that like you got an insane sugar high and you start hallucinating, like that's the Polar Express. That's pretty much it. I mean, I don't even know how else to explain it. Anyway. Okay. I received a $5 tip. Let's see here. From Oto Pico? Oto Pico. A $5 tip. Let's get the animation again to disturb everyone. Hold on. There we go. And let's see what Oto Pico has to say. This animation is going to be played 5,000 times over the next month. Okay. So Oto Pico says the following. Have you thought of maybe working in the remake of System Shock at some point in the future? It's the game that inspired BioShock. Well, here's the thing. Until recently, I never would have been able to play it because it's PC only, right? They never put it out on console, I don't think. But now I have a mini PC. So if that game can run on the mini PC, then the answer is yes. And also, keep in mind, this is something to think about, guys, as the holiday season rolls on and we start to finish up all the games that you wanted to see me play this year. That mini PC is going to give me a whole realm of new possibilities when it comes to games, right? I've already stated, we could get Fightcade on there, and I can play classic fighting games on there, right? That you guys have always asked me to play on there. We could do that. But in addition, I'm sure there's a ton of games over there that were like PC only or whatever that now I can play. So, you know, let's think about it. Start thinking about that. This is excellent. I mean, that PC sat there unused for several months. I would love to start playthroughs on that thing. You know, maybe December, January, get stuff going in the dead time before new releases hit. That'd be excellent, I think. So let's think about it. Happy Saturday to you, Matt. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Game Master just did another super chat. Says, by the way, System Shock Remake will come out on consoles eventually. Well, there you go. Don't really need to wait if it plays on PC. I just scratched my face and look at how bad it looks. See what I say about my skin? How sensitive it is? Like I felt something there, so I scratched it, and I'll look at my face like a big welt. Hopefully that goes away. Anyway, yeah, hopefully I don't have to wait. I mean, if you guys want to see me play it, I'd be down to give it a try. I've never played System Shock before, and what the? There we go. I never played System Shock before, so maybe I'll give it a go. If that's something you guys are interested in, again, let me know. Okay. Okay. Have I used the mini PC since I emulated Chrono Trigger on it? Well, I was going to. The plan was for the Halloween Marathon, I was going to play that Phasmophobia game that everyone talks about. It was voted in by the viewers, and then I got sick, and there was no Halloween event. So, missed out on that opportunity, and then, no, the whole last month, I've been so busy with all these new releases that we haven't had any real dead time to really do anything on it. Right. Do you think we'll see the GTA 6 trailer in the first week of December? They said as much. Rockstar said yes. Rockstar said that first week of December they're putting out their first ever featurette, trailer, whatever you want to call about it, of GTA 6. It's the big announcement is coming in early December. So. Happy holidays to you, Cracker Jacks. How's it going? How are you today? How's your week? Did you have a good holiday week? How did it go? Because I haven't seen you around in a few days. Michael Caine says one of the best PC exclusives is VTM Bloodlines from 2004. You mean Vampire the Masquerade? Kind of like a Deus Ex or Fallout game set in 90s Los Angeles with the same tone as the first Blade movie. I played a Vampire the Masquerade game in the late 90s. My friend had it on PC, but I can't remember what it was called. I don't think it was Bloodlines. It was something else. It was like the predecessor to the game you're talking about. I remember it wasn't bad. It ran poorly on his PC, though, so we never really played it too far. Game Master, thank you again for Super Chat. Will GTA 6 break the internet? Probably. Yes. Why not do something different on the mini PC now instead of Super Mario RPG? Because I already bought it, and I already played 6 hours into it. So I'm not going to abandon it. It would have been one thing if we chose not to play Mario RPG and do something in its place. But we're already into it, so we're going to play it. How long is too long to eat leftovers from Thanksgiving? 4 days. So, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're still good. Monday, you're definitely pushing it. Tuesday, you're going to barf. And that actually, funny you asked that. Today for dinner, 100% Thanksgiving leftovers. And then tomorrow for dinner, whatever is left on day 3, but we have other things. For example, we have stovetop stuffing, more fresh green beans, and more cranberry sauce that we're going to open fresh and add to whatever the spread is that we have left over to have a third Thanksgiving day. So we're having 3 Thanksgivings this week. Today is Thanksgiving 2. So there you go. So Thursday was Thanksgiving. Today is Thanksgiving 2.0, and tomorrow will be Son of Thanksgiving, or maybe Thanksgiving the Revenge. Curse of Thanksgiving, whatever they call it. You know, always the sequels have stupid names. So there you go. Okay. I received a $1.50 tip. Excuse me. From Beaver Bother. Could we see you play the original Half-Life? You've never done a playthrough of it. Only the remake Black Mesa, which isn't a fully complete game. If you, I guess. I've heard that it's incredibly outdated and like fans of the game love it, but anyone who were to play it today wouldn't really like it. That would be your call, though, guys. Again, is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. With the mini PC, anything is possible. Right. Of course. Anyway. Is that true? I'm being told Black Mesa is now actually complete. Oh, yeah? Did I ever skateboard in my youth? No. I grew up in Connecticut. Skateboarding was incredibly rare. I didn't even know a single person who owned a skateboard. It just wasn't a thing in Connecticut. It wasn't part of that East Coast culture for whatever reason. I wasn't against it. In fact, I liked wearing Vans clothing and sneakers, which are very skater-esque. And I liked that. I liked the cargo pants. I liked the shoe style, whatever they call it. I actually really liked that stuff, but I didn't know a single person who had a skateboard. Michael Kane says, funny he mentioned Half-Life just got a massive update for the 25th anniversary, including controller support, widescreen, and adding back content. I know. We talked about it the other day. It's pretty awesome. If I were to play it, I think now would be a great time if it has controller support, right? Dabian says, is Street Fighter 6 happening again soon? Tonight! Seeing you play Blanca with your understanding of the game and the character is great to see for a fan of the series. Oh, we're doing more Dalsim. I'm really digging Dalsim. I want to play more Dalsim right now. I had my fill of Blanca. I played the shit out of him, and I'm going to get back to him, don't worry. But I really want to focus on Dalsim right now. I'm enjoying the character. So, more Dalsim tonight on the late stream. Game Master did another super chat. Did you hear about GTA 5 voice actor that voices Michael streaming himself playing the game and he got swatted? No, I did not hear about that at all. That's ridiculously stupid that happened. I can't believe that happened because who the fuck would do that to them? That's dumb as shit. Why would you swat him? For what? It's not like people don't like the guy, right? So why the fuck did they do that? What a bunch of assholes. I'm not saying that swatting is justified in any case. It's just like, the guy's beloved as the voice actor of Michael. Why the fuck would you swat him, right? That is so dumb. Ha! Jay said, hi, Cookie. Cookie the Christmas Pooch. Chestnut the Squirrel. And, of course, we have our nice Christmas Penguin here. And the Golden Deer. But we never named these guys. These guys are from years past, so we named them. There you go. Mark says, almost 7 a.m. here. The Christmas tree is in the downtown area of Adelaide. I love this time of year. Me too. I'm digging it. We've got our whole downstairs is decorated for Christmas. The office is decorated for Christmas. I have Christmas lights in the bedroom. Yes, I do. I have colored lights in the bedroom that I hang over the mirror this time of year. And they glow at night and they're beautiful. We watch them as we go to sleep. So nice. Absolutely love it. That's right. Chestnut is the OG. Chestnut's been in more Christmas setups than pretty much anything else. Like, I've had him for years and years. No, Execution, I've answered this question a million times. Why do you guys insist on asking me the same questions? And what does this have to do with anything? He said, have you ever shot a firearm in real life? I've already answered this question a million times. No, I've held a firearm, but I've never fired one. I don't know why people are so obsessed with guns that they ask me this question all the time. This is like the millionth time I've been asked the same question. No, and who cares? What does it have to do with what we're talking about right now? Oh, you didn't know it was a penguin? Yeah, it's a penguin. There's his beak, right? His beak, and it's not a snowman. It does look like a snowman on camera. From this angle, it totally does look like a snowman. You're right. You can tell a little bit better in person. It catches the colors a little better. Okay. Well, let's see here. Will I play the new Fatal Fury game when it comes out next year? I had absolutely no idea they're making a new Fatal Fury game. I don't know. I find that if I play the mainstream fighters, like, let's be honest, Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, usually I'll get some attention. It really depends on the quality of the game. You know, a better game will get more attention. Like Street Fighter 6, I'm still able to play 5+ months later and get an audience of people enjoy it and support it. Mortal Kombat, not so much. That game was already shitty the first week. I knew if I kept playing it, it wasn't going to go anywhere. So I gave up on it because it sucked. Okay? Now, in regards to Tekken, I'll be playing Tekken in January. Now, will I be playing it at length? I don't know. I guess it depends. How much content does it have? Is it something that I dig and I get into? Will it have longevity because I get good at it? Or will it be something that I don't jive with? I don't know. We won't know till I play it, right? I like Tekken, but I just haven't played it at any competitive level in like 20 years. So it's going to be pretty tough, I feel, to try to jump into Tekken and play it at any competitive level like I've been doing with Street Fighter 6. But maybe it'll be fun. And also, let's be honest, it's about the online connectivity as well, right? If the connections are good, then I'll probably be more apropos to wanting to play more of it and get better at it. If the connections suck ass, then I'm probably not going to want to play it as much. In regards to Fatal Fury, that's a niche series. That's like King of Fighters, right? That's like Blaze Blue or Guilty Gear. It's a secondary, third string series. No one really talks about Fatal Fury. They haven't made a new one in a zillion years. Could it be good? Maybe. Would people care? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Okay? Dabhan says, I'm excited to see you play the new Avatar. I'm going to play it too. Thought you would have been a touch too old to catch or be interested in the cartoon. I'm glad you caught it. The new Avatar game has nothing to do with the cartoon. It's the movie. You know that, right? It's Avatar. You think it's the anime? It's not the anime. It's the Avatar. It's the movies by, what's his name? You thought it was the anime? It's not. Oh, no. It's the other Avatar. The blue people with weird coloring, and they are in the trees and they ride aquatic animals. James Cameron, ginormous budget, some of the most highest grossing movies ever. It's not the anime. You thought it was the anime? Oh, no. Dabhan says, oh, there's an Avatar cartoon game coming out too. Oh, no, I'm talking about the Ubisoft Avatar movie game that is going to have gameplay elements taken from Far Cry, but plays in the universe of Avatar. That's what I'm playing. There you go. There you go. People getting very confused. Too many names for the same thing, right? See, it's funny. Swago Nito said it would be a good time to get into Tekken because it's more beginner friendly, especially the last one. See, here's the thing. The last Tekken, I did get more into. If you remember, I actually played it more than like the two before it. The problem being is that I got to the level where I understood all the basics and I was good at the basics. But then I got to the level where to advance, I had to play more advanced players. And these were the people who knew all the perfect frame timing, how to do all the OTG juggle combos and things. Basically the things I don't understand because those weren't part of Tekken back when I was playing it around Tekken 3 and 4. They weren't as prominent or crazy. Now it's like every person at that level that I had hit was doing it. So it's like me, here I am, basic Paul Phoenix, basic King. And who was the other character I was using? What was her name? Lily? The girl with the fucking Victorian dress or whatever, who's really good. But I'm playing them and I'm like, I'm doing, everything that I can do with a basic understanding of Tekken. And then every time I played, it was like, here comes this thing. They know how to shut you down every time because they could do that. They could do perfect parry out of the way, perfect frame timing of this, OTG giant combo. I couldn't even get up. I'm like, well, that's where my understanding fell off. And the only way I was going to get better, as I explained to people at that time, I totally remember. I explained it to the audience at the time. The only way that I could get better at that Tekken 7 it was, would have been to invest a ton of time in the game to study videos and gameplay strategies online and try to advance that way. But essentially people were like, you're a variety streamer, right? We don't want to just see you play Tekken all day. So sadly, it just wasn't really an option. It would have meant such an investment of time and everything for me to get better at Tekken at that point that it didn't make sense to do so. So I didn't. I just kind of gave up on it. And that was it. That was the end of it. So. By the way, this is weird. Game Master did a super chat, but it didn't show up in the chat, but it showed up in my queues. It says, here, let me see here. Yeah, it totally didn't show up. It says he just did it. Here, if I do fan funding. There was a new anime Avatar game recently. It was bad. Oh, yeah? That's so weird. It didn't show up in the chat. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, thank you for the super chat, Game Master. See, I don't follow Avatar. I've literally never seen the Avatar anime. I've never done anything Avatar related at all. Just disconnected from it. I missed it because, it came out with the 2000s and I wasn't into that kind of stuff at that point. Swagonito says, yeah, OTG combos are a big part of the game. Definitely have to learn bread and butters to compete with the higher level players. I understand why you stopped. Yeah, and that was the thing. Like, I had basic understandings. I could do basic combos, counter hits, you know, the knowledge of the basics of the game, basic sidestepping, stuff like that. But it was just like, I got to this one point where, you know, in the rankings, playing ranked, and it's like, every player now is like, watch this. Oh, you did that easy move, parry out of the way, giant punish combo. Or hit you once, OTG, you can't even get up. I'm like, how do I get off the fucking ground? Every time I try, they hit me again. You know, I couldn't figure it out. And the wall bounces too. Oh my god. Again, without the knowledge of how they work, it's just like, oh my god, you get a headache. Like I want to play this person, but they're spanking me. And you could tell just lack of knowledge. It's just if I played more, studied up on videos and things, but that was the investment. Was I going to do that investment in it because I was going to get long-term content out of it? But I believe I played it for like just like a month and a half, and that's when I dropped it. Because it wasn't really getting the attention or anything anymore. People were already bored of it, right? And I was like, well, I'm not going to spend all this time. I'm a variety streamer. I'll go back to other games, you know? Street Fighter 6, I feel, because again, it's the series I started with. I have the ability to continue on and get better at it. People are really liking me still playing the game, so it has an audience still. But that's an exception, because it's Street Fighter, that's why. And by the way, man, how happy are we? I'm super happy about this. That Street Fighter 6 turned out great after how bad Street Fighter 5 was. And remember how much I hated that game. That Street Fighter 6 turned out great. Is it frustrating? Yes. Is it unbalanced? Yes. But guess what? It's good. It's still a great game. I'm loving it, and I have regular fighting game gameplay in my content again for the first time in a decade. That is so fun to have fighting games back in a big capacity. I've missed them because I don't like just playing the crappy versions of classics, right? These emulated shitty versions on console that run like shit. And Street Fighter 5 was such an utter disappointment that I completely skipped. You know what's funny? I saw a comment the other day on social media, because I follow like the Street Fighter trends. I heard someone in the FGC, they're like, ha, it's funny now we're like 5-6 months into Street Fighter 6, and all those players who played characters like Abigail and Falk and these pattern shit characters of Street Fighter 5 now realize they just have no ability to play Street Fighter 6 because they don't know how to play fighting games. And I was like, that's exactly correct. That's the point I was making during Street Fighter 5. That there was entire characters where their builds were not fighting game characters. They were online shit pattern characters that you could get away with nonsense, and it ruined the game. It didn't make it feel like a fighting game. It was just do this one thing over and over and get away with it because the game sucked shit. You know? At least in Street Fighter 6, there's enough variety in the game to keep you going, right? But, admittedly, those top tiers are ridiculously unbalanced, and they do need to do something about it, I feel. But still, I'm so happy that Street Fighter is back in the rotation at a big capacity, and people are enjoying me doing fighting game content again. I love it. I missed it so much, and to have it back is excellent, you know? I love that variety. All right. Right. Swagonito says basically all the characters were like Street Fighter 6 Ken and Street Fighter 5. Exactly right. Insanely easy to play a pattern, execute the pattern well, for the most part, just win. And the problem was every character was like that, so it was everyone just playing a pattern, and whoever made the first mistake, you lose. Wow, what great game that is. It's fucking junk. It's not even a fighting game. Jade says, let's call the deer Rudolph. You want to call him Rudolph? We could do that. He says, will I play Cammy soon? Right now, I have no plans on playing brand new characters in Street Fighter 6. The only couple times I'm playing it a week, right now, I'm really liking Dalsim. I'm thinking I'll stick with him for now and see, again, get him better, take him to rank. This will be my new project, and then maybe go on from there. We'll see. Okay. Dabhand says, Street Fighter 6 not getting more Game of the Year nods is a joke when compared to other fighting games we had over the years. Again, why? Because the people who are in charge of these Game Awards shows are gaming journalists who don't play fighting games. That's the problem. This is not representative of the overall best game of the year. It's representative of what's the game that journalists like a lot this year, and most of them played because they're casuals. You understand? You're never going to see a journalist say that a high skill level game that's a niche title like Street Fighter 6 is going to end up being Game of the Year, because most of them never played it. I think it's a whopping statistic that like 80 to 90% of game journalists don't play fighting games. So how in the holy hell would they ever know that Street Fighter 6 is good? They don't even understand it. They wouldn't even know that it is good. You know, they just look at it, Street Fighter 6 versus Street Fighter 5. Oh, it looks better, right? That's all they know. So anyway, it is what it is. You do have to understand that Street Fighter 6 is it's in a genre. It's in the fighting game genre, and the fighting game genre is sizable, but it certainly is not bigger than, say, FPS or, you know, any of these RPGs. These fan bases are bigger. They really are. Fighting games at one point was huge in Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 5, I hate to say it, kind of faltered. You know, a lot of people don't want to admit it. It absolutely did. It faltered because Street Fighter 5 was just not that very good of a game, and it didn't get that kind of mainstream appeal for a long time. It's coming back now, but the damage is done. It's going to take them consistency to get back into the favor of mainstream. And even with Street Fighter 6 being as good as it is, I don't feel like it blew up like Street Fighter 4 did. Like, Street Fighter 4 was fucking everywhere. Everyone was playing Street Fighter 4. Literally. Every fucking game, everyone was playing Street Fighter 4. There was insane amounts of peripherals and joysticks branded and sold. Gamepad. Remember, Street Fighter 4 was when fighting games finally were played on a gamepad. Up till then, everyone said you need a joystick. But before Street Fighter 4, a gamepad. So now 1 million gamepads were sold. Joysticks were sold. Headphones were sold. All that shit was sold. It was everywhere. Everyone played Street Fighter 4. And then Street Fighter 5 killed it. He's like, and it never really went back to greatness. It kind of went from being mainstream to back to the hardcore FGC again. So, but, you know, it could be something that slowly will come back. What I really feel has to happen is Capcom has to make more than one fighting game. Now they have Street Fighter 6. It's solidly good. It's way better than Street Fighter 5. So now make another one. Make 2 or 3 like they used to. They used to have the Versus series, the CVS series, the Street Fighter 3 series, and Super Turbo. So they had 4 series going at once that were all highly respected. And then they lost that. If they had at least 2 going that would keep that interest going, then maybe you get that mainstream appeal back. But just having one game in that genre ain't going to do it anymore, you know? But Capcom is probably going to put all their money into, say, you know, Resident Evil and stuff like that for now. I don't see them dumping a ton of money back into Street Fighter at this point. They did with Street Fighter 6. It's doing good. But I don't see it happening. I would be shocked if they announced, you know, they're bringing back another Versus game, or, you know, oh, here's a brand new fighting series that plays different from Street Fighter 6. Maybe it's team-based again, kind of like they did with CVS or whatever. I'd be shocked if that were the case. Jade says, when Tekken comes out, he's going to play with King and Jin. I was always Paul and the variations of King. And every once in a while, you know, some of the older Tekken characters I would try out. But usually with Paul and King were my staples. Although every once in a while I would mess around with other characters like Heihachi and stuff like that. We'll see. With this one, I might be more open-minded. If it really is, like, everyone's loving it and everything, maybe I'll try a variety of characters. We'll see. Do I have any interest in playing Talos Principle 2? Probably not. Sadly, I hate to say it, those kind of games don't catch on anymore. Like, even when I played Talos Principle 1, it didn't catch on. I remember, like, I was enjoying it, but the audience was almost non-existent. Like, it was some of the lowest viewed streams I had, and people weren't really caring. I get it. It's a great game. It makes you think, like, big time about the human condition and what's real and what's not. Is this alive? Is this AI? What is this? The puzzles are mind-numbing. It's great. I love that series. The first one was really good, but I just don't think, sadly, being a full-time streamer and putting out content for an audience, that it really works that well for my audience. So, Game Master did a super chat. Interested in Dragon's Dogma 2? Yes, I am. I loved Dragon's Dogma 1. I hope that 2 catches on and ends up getting a lot of hype and attention, because I would love to play it with you guys. Mark McCauley says CVS 3 would be awesome. He's playing Street Fighter 6 and King of Fighters 15. I don't think they'll ever do that. I don't even think that the properties of Capcom and SNK are the same anymore. Like, no one really talks about SNK. They're, like, way down there now. So, I don't think you'd see that kind of crossover, but I don't know. Bloomkit with a super chat says, Good Burger 2 is great. Everything that I've wanted. So, it's out now? I didn't even know it was out. Good Burger 2. That's funny. I mean, the first Good Burger movie wasn't good, but it was, like, campy and silly and safe. And it kind of grew on people over the years. Like, I'll admit, the first time I saw the Good Burger movie, I did not like it. But I've seen it many more times since the first time, and now I, like, I enjoy watching it. I don't know why. It's just kind of like, don't you know? Some movies you don't necessarily like them, but you feel at home when you watch them. You feel like safe and comfy. Like, I'm gonna watch Good Burger today. Why not? You turn it on, like, haha, you snicker at some of the silly, cheesy stuff or whatever. You're like, yeah, you know. That's kind of how I feel when I watch it. I received a $25 tip from 1 Minute Man. He says, if you ever want to play a crazy and ridiculous game, try Killer 7. I know exactly what Killer 7 is. Is it not Suda51? Is it not a predecessor to the games that Suda51 put out? It's one of his earlier games. I owned it. I actually bought it on PlayStation 2 at one point. And I was planning on playing it. And that was one of the games that I never ended up playing. I kind of had it sit around for a long time, and I was interested to go back and check it out. But I destroyed my PS2. At that time I got an import game. It was an import Dragon Ball game, and I can't remember which one it was. Okay, and to play the import, you had to mod your PS2. So I had a PS2 Slim, and I modded it to have a flip top so that you could swap games in the middle of booting, which was kind of weird. But yeah, you would open it and it would stop spinning. You would take the game out, put in the Japanese game, close it, and then it would load and play the Japanese game for you. So I was playing this Japanese Dragon Ball game that was really good. And then one day, I started hearing this weird noise, and I looked at it, and it absolutely destroyed my my disc. And I was like, what? Like, what happened? And then I tried other games, and it destroyed those discs too. I guess what had happened was it misaligned the components, so something was too lifted up and was scratching the discs and damaging all the discs. So after destroying the Dragon Ball game and Dragon Quest 9, 10, 8 was the one for PS2, right? It destroyed both games. I couldn't play them anymore. And I was like, well, I'm not going to play any more games on this thing. It's obviously broken. And so I never did. I never played another game on it. And I had Killer 7 just sitting around, and I never played it. I ended up, like, trading it in or something, if I remember correctly. So thank you, 1 Minute Man. Maybe one day I will try it. Fascinating. A game that I owned and never played, and now maybe I'll play it today and like it. So, Joel Loft says, 4 big releases in January. Alone in the Dark, Prince of Persia, Like a Dragon 8, and Tekken 8. If you had to choose, which game would you ditch? See, here's the thing. If Alone in the Dark is good, I want to play a horror game. Right? I love horror games. But we don't know if it's going to be good. Isn't it like a first-time deal from this company? Like, it's kind of a gamble. But they did get good actors and things to be characters in it. So, I don't know. Prince of Persia, I mean, it's just a retro platformer with modern graphics. It's not a must-play or anything like that. That definitely feels more like a filler game to me. Obviously, Like a Dragon 8 and Tekken 8 are the two yeses. Like, 100% I'm playing both. Okay? So I would say Prince of Persia already is kind of like a hard maybe. And Alone in the Dark is dependent on if it's good or not. So we'll have to find out. I agree. Meatball Man says, Alone in the Dark has big shoes to fill to get close to Alan Wake 2. I think they did the best thing ever by delaying it. If that game came out right at the same time as Alan Wake 2, I don't think anyone would have talked about it. So I think they did exactly the right thing, right? No, I'm not replaying Dragon's Dogma 1 before 2 comes out. Abdullah says, I hope you keep making funny shorts. I love them. If you haven't noticed, I've barely made any shorts in the last 6 months. I'll be honest. Basically, last year into this year, I made a big effort to make a lot of shorts. I was asking for your feedback constantly. Like, what would you like to see in my playthrough of shorts? I try. Out of all the shorts I made, this was almost a year, one caught on. It was the one from Sonic Frontiers last year. That was the one that got like 20, 30,000 views. Outside of that, they barely got above a few thousand views each. It usually only stayed in my own local circle. No one outside of my viewing circle would see the shorts. They just don't work. I'm sorry, they just don't. Unless you're one of these sensationalist content creators who makes, like, oh my god, clickbait title or whatever. No one clicks or watches those shorts. It only shows up to your own audience, and your own audience already knows what you're making. into what you're doing, right? So it was a lot of effort to figure out what's the highlight, what's the funny part, what's this. I need to know, and then, you know, work on it myself or have someone else work on it. And first of all, by the time the short would come out, sometimes no one cared anymore. And then on top of that, when it released, all that work for what? 1,000 views. Wow. Very exciting, right? YouTube shorts are not anything meaningful. They can't be. They're too short to be meaningful. Again, if you're one of these drama content creators or a news guy or sensationalist guy and you make a sensational 1 minute, right? Then people, oh, clickbait, let's jump over there, right? But the shorts never did anything for me, you know? Would I like to do shorts? Sure. My problem is, when I'm sitting here and I'm doing content and I'm relaxing with you guys, the last thing on my mind is, I have to keep 5 moments from today that are notable moments. That could be a short in my head at the end of the day. See if I can submit this to someone to make a short, if I can make a short of it, and then see if I can pump it out and name it with I'm already here all day streaming. That's the last thing I want to do is at the end of the day. Now I have another whole thing I need to do with YouTube shorts to think about this shit. And I said to you guys, what I may eventually do, if you guys find meaning in it, is maybe I would do a thread where you guys can ongoing nominate things that you saw during my content that you think could be a good short, right? So let's say for today this would be an ongoing thread, and we're playing Mario RPG or Street Fighter, and something funny happens. You can say, hey, Phil, so when you were playing tonight, you know, at this moment, this happened, and now make a good short. So that's a good suggestion. And now I could either work on it myself or I have one or two people who like to work on shorts for me. I could submit that to them and say, hey, can you figure maybe something out, make a short work here? And go from there, but no guarantees. And on top of that, again, that relies on you guys to tell me what you find entertaining or funny in the playthroughs. You know what I mean? So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens. But for me, I'll be honest. Yeah, it's just not a focus. I tried it for a year, essentially, and it never really panned out to anything of use. It's the same people who watch my content now watch the shorts anyway. You make nothing on them, by the way. There's no ad revenue or anything to go around for shorts, so the views are meaningless in that regard. Business-wise, it does nothing. You don't get new eyes on your content for it. Really, it's stupid. It's YouTube pretending to be something they're not and acting like it's something important, and it's literally not. Again, unless you're a clickbaiter. So. Anything else? Any last-minute stuff, guys? Last-minute questions or concerns? Quick reminder, my goals for today, by the end of today, hit 510 members. That's not impossible, especially this giving season. And a lot of people would benefit from being a member. And to hit the Tier 1 tips goal, of which we have a giant head start. The one thing I'm concerned about is certain games. This is one of them. I start playing the game, and literally, that's it. Like, all contributions come in during the pre-stream. That's it. It just ends. And I'm nervous about that. Obviously, I want to try to hit these goals today. So, if you like my content, please consider supporting. I hope you'll stick around for Super Mario RPG. I'm telling you, it's good. Like, I really like the game. I'm looking forward to it today. I hope you'll stick around to watch, okay? Whoa, one final contribution from Buggy Gluggy. Did a 15-pound super chat. Serious question, would you consider doing paid voice cameos on channels with good-sized audiences? I don't know. No one's ever offered anything like that to me. I don't know what you're talking about. Who on earth would want me in their content as a voice actor? Who on earth would even care, right? Like, who would care to have me as a voice actor in a project on their channel? What do you think paying me? Why would that be a benefit? No one cares about DSP being a voice talent, right? Okay. Just as a reminder, when do I roughly plan on starting RoboCop Rogue City? When I finish a game. So right now, Super Mario RPG, we're 6 hours in. We'll be 9 hours today. And for what I'm to understand, the game's around 15 hours long. Maybe a few more if we do extra content. Well, if I'm playing it 2 to 3 times a week, I'll beat it within the next week to 2 weeks, right? So probably by the time Avatar comes out, we're going to finish Super Mario RPG. So likely what'll happen, it'll probably be like Avatar and RoboCop will be the main games, and then we'll probably have like Modern Warfare 3 and Street Fighter 6 as night games paired with Like a Dragon Gaiden. That's what I'm thinking. So we need to finish something though. Right now we have too much in the rotation to have another game in the rotation, so we got to wrap something up. Gatezra says, if you joined Cameo, I'd get some for my friends. I have that already. It's on my Patreon. Patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. For $50, you get a private video. I'll do whatever. You want me to say some silly quotes? You want me to answer some questions? You want me to do a private react? I've had that since 2015 before Cameo existed. I don't know why people ask me to join Cameo when I have that and always have had it. Like, geez. When's Lords of the Fallen? I have no idea. Right now, it's not on the agenda. It's not being asked for either. That's the funny part, is like everyone was so gung-ho that I was going to play Lords of the Fallen, and then it came out, and it had performance issues, and it had bugs, and it had stuff, and then I played the other new releases, and now no one's asking for it. So it seems to me like I made the right decision playing Lies of P. That's the good one. And this other one was just kind of like the meh, kind of Dark Souls-ish game that if you want to play it, you do, but it's not a big deal, you know? It was actually funny because, so my wife and I, as you know, watch other playthrough people, and we watch a few different people play Soulsborne-style games. And Lies of P came out, and we watched someone else play that, and it was a great playthrough. And that person went on to play Lords of the Fallen, and guess what they're doing now? They're going back and doing challenge runs of Lies of P. So they played both, and after playing both, they're like, meh, Lords of the Fallen, don't care about that. I'm going back. I'm going to replay Lies of P a bunch because it's a great game. You see? So I think I really did. I got lucked out there, and I played the right one. All right. No, I've never watched Markiplier or Jacksepticeye ever. Never seen their content before. Nope. All right, guys. I think it is time. Let's end the show. I want to thank you all, everyone here who chilled, everyone who supported. Thank you so very much. We adjourn for now, but tomorrow, come back strong with another podcast. Like I said, tomorrow, not only talking about what we did today, but maybe we'll do some suggestion box and stuff like that. We'll see. By the way, not every day will be a Christmas setup. I'm not doing this every day this month, but I figured for the first few days of the month, it would be nice to have the Christmas setup and everything, you know, and then we'll go back to the normal borders and not necessarily just the green and red themes and everything every day, all right? But I'm in the festive mood. I wanted to do it again, so. All right, so people are actually taking off. See you later, Derek. See you later. Well, actually, No Sleep Revive is just arriving. Derek is leaving, so people are coming and going because it's the end of the show. Thank you all. All right. Ladies and gents, thanks for another great show. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that I really hope you'll stick around if you're live on stream for Mario RPG. I think you'll have a good time with me, a good chill time. If not, well, happy holidays. I hope that your holiday celebrations have begun, like mine have, and I hope that you stay warm. Good Lord, don't look like this guy, this unfortunate soul. But I'll be back tomorrow to talk about games, to talk about fun, maybe suggestion box, and hopefully to tell you that the stream today actually got some people sticking around for it, unlike the last one from Mario RPG. All right, everyone, peace out. See you later.